last one. Kentucky almost. Okay.
76, baby. Indiana.
Last like 14.
Yeah, Memphis got close in '08. I think they lost the final game to Kansas.
Like, was that regular season?
Nah, that was for the tournament and everything.
Oh shit.
Captain by a hook with a red beard. Cap by a hook with a red beard.
I know. I want to see an undefeated season. I don't know if we'll see one anytime soon, though.
I don't think so.
They play such tough non-conference now.
People tell me it's Texas.
Man, man. It is finally here, baby. It's what you all been waiting for, ain't it? It's what people paid their paper for, ain't it? It is March, baby. March 1st, the 61st day of the year 2024, and madness is on the horizon. Season coming to an end. My man Jaden Chandler Parnell is here with me. We will talk a lot of college basketball. Colorado State on a 3 game losing streak.
Mhm.
What the heck is going on down there? Of course, they had that crazy buzzer beater loss to Nevada. I told you, the madness is here. And what about Memphis? Everybody wrote them off, including myself. Somehow they're on a 3 game winning streak and winning by 20 or more. I mean, I don't know what to think anymore about this Memphis team. Definitely want to talk about them a little more later. Baylor has become one of my favorite picks for the Final Four this season, especially at the number. I will also look at a few other teams and their number. Baylor plus 950 just jumped out at me over the last 24 hours. We'll definitely look at a few other teams. I don't know if it's because of the plus 950 or the path right now that Baylor has, or if I just really like this Baylor team. But definitely thinking about that. Also, down south in the SEC this weekend, you got Tennessee taking on Bama. Both of these teams 12-3. This game might decide the Southeast Conference regular season title. Tennessee coming in hot on a 5 game win streak. We will talk about these games and a whole lot more. Baylor, Kansas, also a big one this weekend, and in the Big Ten, Michigan State and Purdue. However, without further ado, like I said, my man Jaden Chandler Parnell is with me today. Thank you for coming on Captain by a Hook with the red beard, my guy, presented by Stare Down Sports. Looking good, you're feeling good. How you doing?
Man, doing great. During the intro, while you were talking, just finished. And by the way, shout out to you yesterday, or sorry, day before for those money lines. After a little bit of a rough stretch, just finished the second month in a row with positive cash out ratio. So
Hey,
we're
that's
doing
all
great over
good.
here on this, bro. How you doing over there? Knock on wood, of course, though.
Oh, always knocking on the wood. Cause that hooker giveth and that hooker taketh. However,
Man,
I'm doing good, man. Been waiting on March since last, I don't know, probably April-ish. I've been waiting on March again to come back around. So I'm excited, man. Definitely want
boy,
to talk a bunch of things. How do you
I
feel
don't gotta
about
wait
Memphis
anymore.
personally, just off the top of the head? They're
I don't know. I'm
21 and
confused.
8. Do you think they should be a tournament team?
Record wise, yeah, but I don't know what their I don't know what their quad one wins are and their quad two and their net rating and their defensive percentage and the amount of players that have a girlfriend on the team. I don't know how all that stuff allows you to get into the tournament, but no, I'm not. I'm not the biggest. Like I don't have the biggest issue with quad one and all that. But I mean, if you think about it, they have what did you say the record was again? 21-8.
21 and 8 right now. They're 3-2 quad one, 3-3 quad two, 10-6 in conference play, and then 15-3 combined quad 3 and 4.
I truly don't know what more they. I hate to like. I mean, that should be good enough for at least like an 8 seed. I would think. Like I don't know what more they truly have to do to get in. I mean, because there's I won't lie. There's some teams I see that are in right now where it's like I don't know. I know this
I feel
haven't
like this
hasn't
is gonna
updated,
be that year, man, where the brackets, the tournament, it just kind of it's gonna be some teams in
right?
there you like, I don't know, and you're gonna miss out on some teams. And I hate to be a homer, but I think Syracuse is one of those teams. I think Memphis is one of
They
those
play good.
teams. As bad as both of those teams have looked, I think they will be. a better tournament choice than a lot of these teams that are 16-11 and on the fringe.
Yeah. It's weird how they're doing some of that. Like, I won't lie, after what I watched from Nebraska last night, it's like, man, that's a tournament team. Like, I love them to death. I love it, but man, I probably man, I don't even want to talk about last night's game. I'm not gonna lie. That was frustrating to watch. Just it's just weird. Like teams like that. You're watching teams like that and they play Oklahoma. No, sorry, that's Northwestern who plays Oklahoma. But you see teams like them, they're like at the borderline 9 seeds. Like, man, so teams like this can get in, but we can't see teams like Syracuse who have two talented guards, like you said, Memphis who has a really talented coach in Penny, and I'm pretty sure a talented guard as well. It's gonna be just
Two
weird.
of them.
Like you said, it's just weird this year with how they're doing some of the tournament. Like, yeah, as of right now, Nebraska's a 9 seed playing Mississippi State. I know this is
Yeah.
as a Tuesday, but it feels like that possibly could change because I mean they're what now 2-8 on the road this year. Memphis, I mean not Memphis, sorry, Nebraska is. So I mean like
Yeah.
if they're 2-8, if 2-8 on the road and a 9 seed, I feel like anybody can get in. No offense, Nebraska.
No, the weird way that I like to think about it sometimes, and I know this is not how you're supposed to think about it. I think about it, you just said Nebraska. Specifically, when I think of Nebraska, if they win a game, the whole world is excited. They've succeeded. They're not going to the Sweet 16. They're not making a run.
Yes.
But when I think of Memphis, it's like this team could go to the Elite Eight, and I wouldn't even bat an eye at it.
Are they in the field as of right now, Memphis?
No.
Really?
But
I
like
was wondering why they didn't
Syracuse,
even.
from what I saw last night, is the last team out. Like that's not even being
Oh,
mentioned. The first
yeah.
team that's out, and then Memphis is like 12 teams down.
Really? Who's ahead of them? That's like
I should have left that tab open. I'd have to go back and pull
that's we
some
don't.
things
I
up.
know we don't need to go into a Memphis and Syracuse thing because you kind of did that a little bit yesterday, and I know you got that orange and blue on right now.
Yeah.
But no, that is just strange to hear, man. Like 21, I understand that Memphis has had a bit of a weird year, but it's weird to think like 21-8 can miss a tournament. Yeah, they're gonna have some of these teams in where you watch, it's just like, oh man. Like I don't want to call any teams out because it's like
No,
I
there's a
do
few of
like
them.
a decent amount of these teams, but like Wisconsin, still being a 5 seed after the shit I've watched them play through is like what?
Wisconsin,
Like they should not be a
Oklahoma,
5.
Nebraska. It's a few teams this season I don't think should even be considered in the field.
Yeah, like
Um,
real question, real quick. Sorry to interrupt. Real question, real quick. How many games can you lose in a row and still be a 5 seed? Especially blowing 10-point leads. Like at some point, Wisconsin's always up 10, and then they somehow lose. Like they just were up 10, lost by like 6, 7 to Indy. They were covering the whole game against Indiana. Ended up losing by 7. Cover was I think 6.5, 6. It's like what? Or actually, I'm sorry, it might have been 5. So they might have just covered. I might have said that wrong. I can't remember what their spread was exactly, but there's some situation they're covering, winning all game. And then all of a sudden, 12 minutes left, it's a 3-point game. 8 minutes left, it's a tie game. And then you look, it's like Wisconsin lost. They were up 10.
yeah,
Weird.
yeah.
They're 5. That's a
Wisconsin,
5 seed.
18-10 overall, 10-7 in conference play.
Oh shit.
Syracuse is 19-10. I'm just saying, Memphis is 21-8. Moving on from that though, I did say I could see Memphis in the Final Four. Looking at some Final Four odds and some Final Four teams. Of course, you got your UConn, they're plus 120. Houston plus 160. Houston's a weird one to me. I love Houston, but I don't know how much I believe in them going to a Final Four. Baylor's a team that really stuck out to me. Do you have any thoughts on Baylor? I know there's some teams like Kentucky too that has a nice number next to them that you could see going to the Final Four. Baylor plus
Uh,
950 is just when I looked at the
yeah.
path, it would be. I don't think they would play anybody. I think they could lose to until they play Alabama in the Elite Eight.
Purdue plus 170 is probably my first one.
Yeah,
Ah,
are you
no,
joking? Or are you
no.
serious?
I don't know. I won't lie. We'll leave that into the air. We'll let the people decide. I don't mind Baylor at 950. 950 is probably pretty good. I don't, but when it comes back to Purdue, though, honestly, I don't know what the hell they're going to do this year. I don't even want to think about them. We'll talk about them in March because they're a 1 seed. We don't need to worry about them. They'll either show up or they won't. It's like what they like to do. Like you said, 950 though, that's not bad at all, honestly, for Baylor. There we go. I just found it. Looking around some of the, because yeah, I don't like Kansas. After they've been too weird this year. McCullers is still hurt and still affecting them. Alabama's been hit and miss. Man, this is
Yeah.
a tough year. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is one of the first years in a while where it's like usually like last year I could at least like I was kind of with you like all right UConn I at least find a team where it's like all right I'll be able to I can see this team reaching Final Four. I don't know. I won't lie. I do not know yet this year.
This is a funny year. I will say,
other than the
outside of
square entry.
UConn, I really
Yeah,
don't know who I think could even win it all. I stared at these teams for about 2 hours last night, trying to find a team that's a long shot, trying to find anybody. I mean, outside of North Carolina, UConn,
I like them as well potentially.
Baylor, I didn't see anybody I just absolutely loved. As a homer, as a fan, I want to take some of these Michigan State numbers, just because they're pretty long.
Yeah, those are great odds.
A lot of hype on Washington State, but I don't see
They won by
Washington
like
State
what 3 last night.
making a real run. Yeah, I think they're going to be one of those teams. It's weird this year because I don't know. This is the first year I feel like with people are trying to create the Cinderella before they have them,
Yep,
before they
I
just
think
see
that's
them coming.
kind of thing.
And I feel like Washington State, Indiana State are two of those teams that it's like people just expect them to go to a deep run, but I just don't really see it
Mhm.
happening.
Wisconsin plus 2,000. You might as well just save your money. Like if Wisconsin makes it to the Final Four, I will give everyone my Venmo and I'll give you $1 if they make it to the Final Four. Like I just to pay back your ticket. Just like it's no, I mean you're exactly right. 'Cause I'm looking at some of the teams. Like I could be a square and say like, oh yeah, Houston's gonna make it. I think so. I don't mind Marquette, but it's just the history of Marquette in the tournament is another thing where it's like, man,
Yeah,
that's the other thing that kills been killing me lately. Like I know you shouldn't. Like it's probably a horrible way to like handicap it as well. So I just think about like teams' history in the tournament,
you
which is a
got to.
horrible thing to do. But it's like, yeah, it's just one of the things. When I think about Matt Painter, like I love Purdue, but you think about Matt Painter, it's like, man, I'll put a bet on Purdue to make it far, but it's like I can't double down, I can't triple down. Like I know realistically, like Matt Painter is a guy who likes to leave the tournament early. Like I get it. He has plans in April. He wants to go golfing. He has to go start recruiting. I know, I get it. Like, but he has shit to do. I understand it.
That's how I
Just
keep
makes it
getting
hard to want to bet
all
on
them
him. It's not
seven
going to be
footers.
hard.
You get them early.
Yeah, that's why nobody else gets him. This guy's out early searching while everyone else is still trying to play in the tournament. No, it's just and then like Marquette. I like Marquette. They've just been really weird. Had weird issues here. I love Iowa State's defense, but I haven't watched Iowa State enough to trust them. Tennessee, are you goddamn kidding me? Hell no. Yeah, I truly don't know. I'm with you on Baylor at plus 950. I truly do like them. And just like looking down the list, if I had to pick anybody, I mean Florida State, or sorry, Florida Atlantic and San Diego State feels kind of like dumb answers from last year, but they've been still playing kind of all right. Your boys Grand Canyon at 9,500. They're tempting. Butler. I'm just kidding. I can't believe Butler's even on this list.
I know I would take McNeese State at that
I just
9 to
saw them.
1 before Butler.
I'm trying to think of like I'm just trying to think of like one team when I was scrolling through. Like I'm not picking Minnesota. Hell no. Trying to find like one team where it's like, man, I could see them making like potentially a deep run and they can make something happen. I would love to say Seton Hall, but Seton Hall, the way they looked against Creighton, kind of had like, maybe not. They would have kept it close, maybe, but
They are a scary team, man. They're either great or they're horrible. No in betweens. Man,
Colorado State 41. Was it 41-1?
can't
Interesting.
do it.
I don't know. Yeah, I won't lie. Like I feel like they have the odds like really perfect because all the teams you kind of want to take are either like 5-1 or under, and then they're like, oh, nobody's gonna take the rest of these. Boom, just put a hell odds on them.
Yeah. Even Tennessee at plus 280. It's like I don't trust Rick Barnes, man. But anyway,
And a 280 at that point, you might as well bet them game to game because they're most likely not. They're gonna be what big favorites probably the first game, and then from second game on, it's probably gonna be a lot closer.
and I can see
For
them being some
280.
dogs in that Sweet 16 if they do make it Elite Eight. Uh, man, speaking of all these teams, I want to ask you some. I don't really do segments or shows, but I'm gonna do some
Ooh,
rapid
segment
fire.
show now.
I'm gonna throw you two teams. Who you think's gonna go the farthest out of these two teams? I got about
All
seven of
right,
them. I got some of the top names, and then I got some of the low name dogs.
let's
Some of
get
the
it.
Cinderella stories. I just want to get your initial thoughts. You could talk about it, break it down, or you could just pick a team. But I'm just gonna throw them at you. The
Seem
first
like I
one,
picked my nose.
Houston or UConn,
Quick and
the two
discreet.
favorites.
Um, I gotta go
Two
UConn
teams.
just from history. I love Houston. I don't think I've seen Houston. Sorry to interrupt you. I didn't know we were doing the. I didn't know you had an emphasis on it. That's on me.
No,
I
I
know
don't
we're
know
making-
where I was going with it. I was just, yeah, you're great.
No, I think I gotta go UConn there just from the history. Houston, I think they've been good. Obviously, I just don't. When it comes to at that point, I'm just choosing coaches, and I love what I've seen out of Dan Hurley. Like I love Samson too, so it's like I can't choose there. So then it takes me down to last year. UConn's the reigning national champion. It's not very often you get a chance for teams to go back to back. The Chiefs just went back to back. Zach Edey's about to go back to back. Why can't UConn go back to back? I
I
just
don't
don't
like
want
it.
it.
I
Yeah,
just
that's
can't
just
I
one of those
can't get away
reasons.
from it.
It's just the only reason that anyone I think feels strange is like, oh, they did this last year. There's no way they do it again, right? But it's like, why not? Apparently, they're playing a lot better. The team has less, like you said, the team has less stars, but it's playing better. It's strange, but kind of cool at the
They're
same
a better
time.
team this year than they were last year for sure. Yeah,
They had like
it's
people like
crazy.
Sunogo last year gobbling up 20 rebounds a game, and they're somehow better. Yeah, Cam
Yeah,
Spencer was a huge ad. I bet they're really. I just learned recently that they're supposed to get like Justin Timberlake or somebody. I forget what the kid's name is. We'll just go with Justin Timberlake because that was the first
all
name
right.
that popped up. They're supposed to pick up Justin Timberlake, but he ended up going to Kansas. It's some dude on Kansas. I can't think of who it is. So
Kansas
they ended up
has
getting Cam
had
Spencer.
had one of the worst transfers this season. Speaking of
You're
Kansas,
talking about Dickinson.
oh yeah, Dickinson, whoever you're talking about, they just had a failing transfer portal.
Yeah.
Kansas or Purdue, who you think
Purdue.
is going to go farther? And do you think
Uh,
either one of them makes it to the Sweet 16?
I would say out of any team, I hate to say it, but I think Purdue has a better chance. Purdue oddly is deeper than Kansas, which I think is the first time in my lifetime I can actually say that with like a straight face and not get like spit on or kicked or something by the Rock Chalk crowd. Kansas has like three guys. Kansas has like three guys. It's Kevin McCullers, Hunter Dickinson, Joe Biden, and Donald Trump, and then the rest of their bench might as well be filled with, like you and me. No, I mean like truly they got like three or four players, and it's honestly like gonna get scary. I mean, we saw it last night without BYU. I mean, BYU beat them in their home court without Kevin McCullers because the rest of the team couldn't like pick up. And the guy who subbed in for Kevin McCullers, 1 for 9. Uh, they subbed in an All
I'm
American
worried
player,
about
1 for 9.
Kansas. Legitimately
Yeah,
worried about Kansas.
and that's why, like, don't get me wrong. You can have all the issues with, like, in all seriousness, like, you can have all the issues with Purdue. Oh, they always lose in the first round, they lose in the second round. This is probably one of, like, well rounded wise, this is probably the best well rounded Purdue team we've seen in a while. They've always come into the tournament with, like, they're always coming to the tournament with, like, either one big guy or, like, Carson Edwards or Jaden Ivey. But they've never had, like, last year they came in, I think, or Jaden Ivey and Edie maybe 1 year. Or no, it was Ivy and somebody. If it was Edie on, like, the young Edie, so it wasn't fully developed. This is probably the most developed Purdue's been around as a whole. Yeah. I think Ivy and Edie played together. I just don't think it was like it was Edie as like a I don't want to say a youth because he's like it was like 2 or 3 years ago, but
If
it
I
was him
remember
before he became
correctly,
what he is.
it was Edie coming in off the bench after Edwards. Y'all had a big man.
Yes,
He was number 50, Edwards,
yes.
and then Ivy was running the
Gravy on
point.
Edwards, baby.
Yeah, that boy
Double
was a
double
beast.
machine. Yeah, no, but honestly, because of that, I like Purdue to just last a little bit longer. Because truly, I mean, like when push comes to shove, like you know what Purdue's gonna do. Zach Edey down low, elbows the men's faces, hopefully, and they're gonna have at least an offense through him. When it comes to Kansas, like I hate to say it, I don't know. Like I truly don't know. Like I know they're supposed to go through Kevin McCullers, but if he's not hidden, all right, maybe go through Hunter Dickinson. If he's not hidden, then it starts to be like, okay, we're starting to get a little thin here. And then yeah, like I said, the fact that they lost to Allen Fieldhouse for one of the rarest times is insane. There's only I think by the way, shout out Bill Self though, only has 19 losses ever, I believe, in Allen Fieldhouse, which is wild to think about. Fun stat for you, real quick, to end it. He has a better chance of winning against a random opponent than Steph Curry does making a free throw. That is wild to think about. It's like holy shit. So that
I,
you
s-
want to talk about home court? Shout out BYU, man. That's an amazing win. I don't know if you'll win there again.
no,
He has a
I want.
better chance. Bill Self has a better chance to win up. You can bring in the Charlotte Hornets. He has a better chance to beat them at home than Steph Curry does making a free throw. That's insane.
It is. It's definitely
Boy's a
crazy.
demon.
I want to believe in him so much, but I just can't do it this season, man.
Purdue or Kansas?
Kansas.
Yeah, there's just something weird about him this year. This probably I hate to say the worst Kansas team in a while, but this
Yeah.
probably is up there. And they're still talented. They're what, like 21 and something?
And yeah, I think they're like 21 and 8, 21 to 7.
But Memphis is out of the tournament. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. They're a 2 seed right now. I think after that loss, they'll definitely drop to a 3 or 4 seed, which might help them. Who knows? Who
Maybe.
knows?
There's
The next one I'm gonna throw at you is Kentucky or Alabama.
I won't lie, this one's tough. I
See,
kind of want to go recency bias and say Kentucky because I watched them finally play multiple good games in a row. But man, Alabama's been hot lately, huh? They've been playing a lot better lately.
12 and 3 conference play.
If you go by odds, I think Alabama's plus 550 for Final Four, Kentucky's plus 650. So technically, the odds makers think that Alabama has a slight better chance. I just don't know. It's crazy how Kentucky has NBA talent every single year. Like I don't lie. Like Matt, I know Matt Painter gets bashed, but why aren't we talking about our boy in blue over there, who's had a bunch of NBA talent for years and years and years, and somehow hasn't done shit in a while? Like it's, I
Uh,
would want to say Kentucky just because of the talent, but
you know what? He gets away with it because he's really, everybody says they're one and done, but Kentucky's really the true program that has five freshmen starting every year. A lot of
yeah,
other programs usually only have one, maybe two, maybe three freshmen, but there's some upperclassmen in there. He truly goes out there with eight freshmen every year, and
yep.
they
We're going to
always
the
come up
NBA.
short because they don't have any experience. If this was the olden days, even like the early 2000s or the 90s, and he had some of these kids that would just stay 2 or 3 years and go back to back, he would be one of the greatest. But definitely
Yeah,
gets caught up with that one and done stuff. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know on this one either. I
yeah.
I think both of these teams could end up in the Final Four. I think both of these teams can get upset.
Yeah. I mean, truly, it's it with how because we saw early season with Alabama, they were struggling mightily. Now they're at least proving that they can put wins together if they need to. And then with Kentucky, I mean, you watch it. We watch them in and out. They have one good game, one bad game, one good game, one bad game. They finally put two good games together, but took a buzzer beater. And Reed Shepard coming out of his body to I don't lie, that boy, that watching that stretch is insane. He put on his inner LeBron James in that
Sometimes I feel
stretch.
like he gonna just carry them this whole tournament too.
He couldn't. He's off the bench, which is crazy. He's a
That's
spark
how
off the bench for them. I
Devin
believe.
Booker came off the bench for him. Cal
Devin
Lewis do
Booker.
six men. Uh,
Yeah, he.
Go on to blue bloods.
Yeah.
Got a 2 seed North Carolina, 3 seed Duke. Duke might jump up to that 2 seed
Ooh.
now that Kansas is falling apart. Duke or North Carolina?
Is Filipowski playing? I think I
Filipowski
got to go
is
UNC.
100% healthy.
Ah, man, I've watched both these teams play at their worst, and I've also watched both these teams play at some of their best. I just got to go with UNC for the fact that I like some of the players. Like, and then by the way, this is nothing like this is not me like I like their Instagram. I like what they're doing outside the game. Like, I actually like what I've seen more out of some of the UNC players than I've seen of the Duke players. I just don't like Duke has Kyle Filipowski, and then if he's not going, it's like who's they going to? Like, I could just be dumb and not know college basketball like that, but it makes me I just watch Duke sometimes. Like I don't know if I feel fully confident in them versus when I'm watching like UNC. Don't get me wrong, I don't feel fully confident in UNC either, but at least it's nice to know that okay, RJ Davis can drop 42. Man, RJ Davis isn't doing shit. Okay, Andrew sorry. So holy shit, sorry. Armando Bacon, my boy. I just butchered the hell out of his name. I'm sorry,
Hey,
guy.
it's a morning
The
show,
easy
baby.
double machine. I will lie. If I'm being real, I think it's mainly the reason I don't want to pick Duke is because I'm not going to call the kid out. I watched it. I watched this saltine cracker put up like 15 threes, only make one, but every time he caught the ball, he kept shooting. And that was something that really, really bothered me with Duke. Like, don't get me wrong, I get shooters are supposed to shoot, but god damn, that boy couldn't
Shooters
hit the
gotta
side of the
shoot.
barn. So it really concerned me. So I'm just like, okay, we're gonna have to keep an eye on that. But no, honestly, when it comes down to Duke UNC, I just think UNC just because and there's like no true reason for me picking UNC. I just from what I've watched, I just feel like they win in a head-to-head matchup.
We talked about this team a little bit earlier. Tennessee or Arizona?
I'll admit I have not watched almost any of Arizona at all this year, but I've watched Tennessee, and I'm going to pick Arizona just because I don't know what to expect from Arizona. I know what. No, I'm just kidding. Tennessee with Dalton Connect is the game changer for me. Got kind of nice with it.
If he drops 40
I don't know if
again, they
Arizona
going to
has
the
anybody
Elite
like
Eight.
that.
They
Yeah,
got Caleb Love,
with how
a
good their
couple other
defense is. Yeah,
good players, but I don't know.
that's
I
the
don't know
Caleb
what
Love thing.
Arizona is
Yeah,
this
yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah. I don't either. They just feel weird. Like they're like the it almost feels like that meme of the guy who's in ninth place with the champagne bottle doing all that. That felt like how they are with the one seed, where they're like celebrating at the champagne bottle. It's like, how the hell is this one seed? Just quiet, being
Nah,
quiet
I
all season
definitely
with
feel like
Tennessee.
that.
And then, yeah, I don't. It's weird, but I mean, man, if I have to choose, would you Arizona and Tennessee? I'd probably go
Rick
Tennessee.
Barnes or Tommy Floyd?
Jesus, I hate Rick Barnes so much.
Hey,
As much as I love him, I love to hate him as much as I hate to love him. He is so frustrating sometimes, man. Watch Tennessee lose 50-70 to a no ranked team. It's like, all right, whatever. I'll quit with them. The next week, Dalton Connect drops 50. Their defense is amazing. They beat like a top 10 team. It's like, what the hell is this team?
I'll say this season, this Tennessee team is way better than Rick Barnes is as a coach. I think he is surprised. I think
So
he's
they
sitting
can,
over there some nights like, yeah, he dropped 50.
man, these boys are outplaying my coaching. All right.
Yeah, we're supposed to be 12-10, but we're whatever we are, 20-5 because these players are balling. Uh, two
Man.
small schools, baby. One of them up where you at, one of them down in Louisiana. McNeese State or Indiana State. Indiana State's getting all the hype. The Cinderella launch party has started a fan club website for them. Big Nasty's been balling out on Twitter. And then you got McNeese
Oh
State
yeah.
with Will Wade. McNeese State only has 3 losses all season. I get it. They're in a
I was
small
about to say.
conference.
Yeah,
Huh?
I was about to say they don't have that many. I was about to say I don't think they have that many losses, do they?
Nah, some of them have been. They have some games where they disappointed me spread wise. They're not too
Yeah.
good with the spread, but they've been winning. Indiana State, they've been better with the spread. They've been better overall, but I don't know. As far as going deep into this time conference, I think McNeese State is more built for a tournament
You,
run.
you know, McNeese State's odds are worse than Butler's to go to the Final Four,
Yeah,
and they're
and
actually in the
Butler's
tournament.
not even going to make the tournament. Yeah,
Yeah, and Indiana State's at 4,900. You got McNeese at 9,500. Oddly, I was about to say I think I slightly trust McNeese State more over Indiana State, and it's mainly just because of the hype. Because one of the worst things you can do is talk about something weeks in advance before it happens. Like, oh man, we can't wait to play in March, man. Everyone got us. Or like basically you hear everyone talking about Indiana State. It's like, man, Indiana State, we can't wait to watch them in March. They're gonna be so good. They're gonna be the team to watch. We
yeah.
can't wait to do that. And we're these at this point, they're kids. These kids for sure hear that. So now it's getting to the point. It's like, man, now they're gonna think about. It's like, man, can't wait for March. Can't wait for March. And they still got 2 weeks. So it's one of those things that scares me that they're just gonna be because of this hype and everything that they've been thinking about this for so long that like unironically they're not gonna show up because they've been thinking about it for so long. The second they go down like 5, it's like, oh shit, we got to make a 3 to get back, and then it's 7 and 8.
Nah,
Yeah, and that's what scares me with Indiana State the most is just all that hype as well.
I do believe that the public is always wrong picking Cinderellas before the tournament. It's one of those fade the public moments that I love to do the most. It is going to be a team, and I could be
But
wrong. McNeese State is my
I was
team
about
right
to
now
say,
that's going to
real
go on
quick
a
to
run.
interrupt you too, I wanted to add this in to finish my point.
Yeah.
You also just told me how Indiana State's top 15 in all these damn stats. So that's another reason where it's like, man, I don't know though, because you said they're top 15 and almost everything you wrote down. So it's like, man,
They
I don't
are.
know. Oh,
They are. Just for the listeners, the top 15 in points per game, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, free throw percentage, 3-point attempt differential, point differential.
Christ, that's insane. Yeah, like that's just ridiculous. That's why
Yeah.
I want to pick Indiana State, but it's like, man, I don't know. I think doesn't McNeese State aren't they one of the teams that lead the nation in 3 point percentage or 3 point shooting? I believe. I forget if it's them or somebody else I heard that about. So I don't want to go on into a tangent about that, but I might hold that.
McNeese State is 11th in the nation in 3-point percentage per game. Indiana State's 13th.
I thought I heard a stat somewhere. This I could be totally wrong. Could not be about McNeese State. But I heard a stat about something else. There's one team. I think it
Point
might be McNeese.
differentials. McNeese State leads the country in point differential.
That might be because of the three. There's one team that like their main focus is just getting the 3 point shot off. And like it might be McNeese State, but like I said, I haven't done that much. I forget what I heard yesterday about who said that. They said about some tournament team, and of course now you know that I'm on the bright lights. I can't remember shit, so it's like awesome. Some
Yeah.
people half stats are like half filled. Like, hey, just to know there is one team out there that's shooting more threes than everybody else. That's very much
There's a
what I
team
told them.
out there. That
That's pretty
team,
much what I said. I
that
don't know who
team
it is, but
is
they're
North
playing.
Florida 3-point attempt differential.
Yes,
Uh,
so it's North Florida, who's not in the tournament, somebody else who's not in the tournament, and then it might be McNeese State at third.
BYU, Creighton,
That's who it was. BYU. Thank you. I'm glad you reminded me. We brought it back. Sorry, not McNeese State. It was BYU I was thinking about. All
BYU,
right,
Creighton, Arkansas
we'll hold
State.
that. Yeah, BYU is the one because they're the one. I remember this now. They're the one conference, like bigger quote unquote bigger conference team that's like basically only searching for 3 point shots. That's also how they partially beat Kansas. That's where it's hard. That's where all that point came from.
Yes, they shoot them well, man. BYU is BYU's built for the tournament. It's a lot of teams like BYU that people are not talking about that are built for this tournament that are going to be in this tournament. However,
I
right
don't even
now,
think.
just I going off topic real quick. BYU New Mexico. That would
Yeah.
be the first round game if it happened today.
Ooh.
It's crazy what the madness will bring.
I don't even think they have BYU on the Final Four list, which is
That's crazy.
wild. Yeah, I'm look. I was just looking. I could be totally wrong. Oh no, they're up here plus 1,400. I'm dumb. That's on me. I just like there's a lot of names, so I won't lie. I did about 6 scrolls before I'm like, damn, they aren't on here. 2 more scrolls are right there. It's like, oh damn,
Yes, sir.
played myself.
Last one I'm gonna ask you: South Carolina or Washington State? These are two teams that are 5, 6 seed right now projected. Two teams that have a great record.
South Carolina, because they're in the SEC. Just mainly an SEC team. That's the only reason I could think of. I would not be shocked if the other team. I can't. What was the other team you just said? Washington
Washington
State.
State.
I wouldn't be shocked if they. I wouldn't be shocked, but I just something tells me South Carolina's going to get it done.
You
That one
think
I would probably say I
South
know the
Carolina's
least
gonna be
about.
a one and done? South Carolina right now is projected, and this is gonna go into my next point I wanted to ask you about. One of the 11 seed battles, which right now will be Providence or Gonzaga.
I know. I won't lie. I was doing. I broke it down a little bit yesterday. On my channel shout out. I was sitting there. It's like, man, if it's Providence, South Carolina, I probably lean slightly to where like Providence might be able to steal that. But if you bring in Gonzaga in there, I'm all of a sudden I'm like, I think South Carolina can handle Gonzaga.
Yeah,
That's where I think I'm kind of at that game. I could see them losing, but it's just like I don't know, man. Gonzaga's weird this year. I don't know if I trust them. And then Pravi, I've seen decent things out of Pravi. Devin Cotta, Dorito nose. Shout out my boy. He's a baller, man.
that boy is a beast.
Boy does got a
Speak,
pointy nose though.
Speaking of the 11 seeds, I find them to be the most interesting seed this season right now, just because they do have the play-in tournament thing. You got Seton Hall taking on Virginia. And then you have Providence, Gonzaga, which we kind of talked about, and then the two 11 seeds that are over there chilling in South Florida, who I can see making a run, and then Indiana State, who we
Yeah.
just talked about a little bit. Um, Let me throw this scenario at you. Instead of Seton Hall, Virginia, Syracuse, Memphis jumps to these 11 seeds.
Syracuse up 12 at half. Game finishes at least a 3-point game. I would think that Syracuse probably wins. I won't lie. I watched Syracuse guards play. I thought the guard play was amazing. I don't want to call it this kid. But there's some kid who every time he touched the ball for them just was jacking threes and like hit the back iron at least 6 times in the last game I watched. You watched the game, I'm sure. I think I know you know what I'm talking about.
Syracuse
Every time
pisses
that
me
kid
off.
touched the ball, I'm like, oh, he's shooting
Oh,
it.
I love them.
Bro, they should have I forget who they played, but they were up so much. They probably should have just handled them, coasted to a win, but instead they had to let it get close. Like I said, this we'll call him oh man, I about said his real name, I think by accident. We'll call him Lonnie Johnson. Lonnie Johnson, every time this goddamn dude would touch the ball, would shoot the weird like I won't lie, his shooting form's low. It could be his shooting form just looks funky to me. I don't know what it is. It looks like he kind of like shoots like that. And then sure enough, every ball like kind of arcs towards the back iron, just goes boink, bounces up
Yeah.
high and goes on. I watched him do that at least like 8 times. Like, oh, it got so bad I actually took Virginia Tech at plus I think 1350. Like, hey, $10 wager. You know what? I might actually be okay with them losing. I think they ended up winning by 7 or whatever. But Syracuse has all the talent in the world, but I think like you said, they just man, there's something about them mentally where some games
They,
they soft.
I think they built for this tournament if they get in. But I also can see them get embarrassing me after talking all this trash. Um,
I tell you what, Juju Mintz and that Starlight guy are pretty good. I love watching that Starlight guy get to his mid range game. That is like the mid range game. I think is a forgotten art almost of the
yeah.
basketball now. So watching, man, I won't lie, watching that guy get to his little spots and everything, it's like, oh shit, all right, boy, kind
Nah, it
of
is. It
nice.
is. It is beautiful, man. Beautiful. Oh man.
I think I got Syracuse in that one as much as I love Memphis. I just think that they have 2 guards. Memphis has one, and like you said, Memphis is there for $100,000 check. They don't want extra games. They're
It's
about done.
crazy, man. Ah, we ain't gotta talk about Memphis too long.
Love of the
This
game, man. Some kids need to find the love of the game again. That's all I'm going to leave it at. Not everyone, some kids.
You think Virginia, Seton Hall, Providence, or Gonzaga could make a run from these 11 spots?
I
I
would
can
say out
see
of
all of
every,
them doing it.
I was going to say the 2 I love the most are Providence and Seton Hall. I could see Virginia maybe making 2 or 3 rounds. Gonzaga, I just think they're weaker than they have been in years past, so I'm just not viewing them as highly as I probably should. But I would
I know.
say my favorite in that is I want to say just Seton Hall. Maybe it's because I have a Final Four bet on them from like a few weeks ago. That could be it. I don't know. I just man, Virginia. The one thing that scares me, they finally dropped 70 in a game, but man, you drop 43 times in a row. It's like that ain't lucky anymore. That happened on purpose. You drop, and it just sucks. You drop 40 in the tournament game. Like I don't know if they're holding anybody to 40 in this tournament anymore. Like their defense is really good. Don't get me wrong, but like man, that bothers the hell out of me that they scored 43 games in a row. First time, all right, you know how it goes. First time, all right, jokes on you. Second time, jokes on me. Third time, it's like, all right, they ain't jokes anymore. This is all serious. So it's like, oh man, they're so frustrating, man. Because like I don't know, they seem like the most talentless team ever I've ever watched, and then they play amazing defense. They play good against Boston College, but then I bet on them. It's just like, man, y'all boys, you're laterally slow. They might need to get called out by their coach. Honestly, Tony Bennett might need to go out there and be like, hey, Johnny can't move his feet. Lance can't rebound. Half the team can't shoot. He needs to yell at them about shooting though. Now, instead of moving their feet, like these boys can't score. We got no scores out here.
We gotta put the ball in the bucket.
We got no dribblers out here. Nobody can dribble.
Man.
Everyone goes to the right hand, can't use their left hand. No, it's in all honesty, I think Virginia is a really talented team. Their defense is amazing. It's just that offense, bro. They are right though. There is no O in Virginia. You can say that. That is a fact. Not even in Cavaliers. If you want to even do a second name, Virginia Cavaliers, there's no O in there. But there is a D somewhere.
Somewhere. It's the middle name. Talking about the 1 seeds, what changes, is there any change you would make to the 1 seed lines, or which one of these 1 seeds do you trust the least as far as going deep into this tournament? If it's me, you're looking at Purdue, Arizona, Houston, UConn. I think Arizona or Purdue could both not make it out of the first weekend. I definitely trust Houston and UConn going to at least the Sweet 16.
I could even see like there's people out there talking about how North Carolina might be able to steal a 1 seed, how Marquette might be able to steal a 1 seed. So it's like,
Still
yeah,
a
I
week
mean,
left. And then, of course, there's the conference tournaments that always get dicey.
are we talking about 1 seed getting upset in the first round, or just like within the first like 2 or 3? First round,
which one you trust the least?
I think both of them get out of the first round this year, but it's a matchup thing for me. Like as of right now, Arizona's playing either TCU or Michigan State. Purdue's playing Boise or Florida Atlantic. As much as I like Boise and Florida Atlantic, I don't think Florida Atlantic is as deep as a team. I think they're good. I don't think they're deep. I can't remember. You look at Michigan State against Arizona, though. I would not trust Arizona just simply for the fact that they play Michigan State. And this isn't just a pander to you and your likeness and all that, but it's seriously like it's pander to my Big Ten teams. Like Big Ten teams, I mean, defense travels, and it's Tom Izzo in March. It's officially January, February Izzo. It's officially Izzo at the time of the year, so it just makes me nervous. I won't lie, it makes me nervous. I just think after what Purdue has gone through the last 2 years, I think I'm not gonna say there's not a burning passion for more teams. I think that out of all these teams, I think Purdue has the most to prove. So I feel like if anything, their juices might be up too much in the first 2 rounds. They could easily like lose steam as the tournament goes on. Because I think they're like, we got to get out the first weekend. We got to get out the first weekend. So they're going to be super motivated to win these 2 games. And after those 2 games, I don't know what the hell's going to happen. They'll probably celebrate making it out the first 2 weekends as the 1 seed, knowing them. Get a banner hung in the Mackey Arena. Made it out of the first weekend, 2024.
That's how St. Peter's got them.
That's how the Colts are. They have 2014 AFC finalists. We need to get that bullshit out of the fucking building. Jesus Christ. Congrats, we came in 3rd or 4th.
Hey,
Loser activity, bro.
Hey, nah. Getting somewhere, baby.
No, I think I go to Arizona, though. I think Purdue actually will do something the first weekend. Arizona, I could see getting upset on that Saturday or Sunday, whatever it is.
Yeah, they lost first round last year. And the only reason nobody talked about it is because Purdue got bigger upset.
Oh my God, man! Oh, dude, I'm still mad. I think I'm still mad about that. I don't think I'm not mad about that anymore. Still, I still think I'm bothered. 5'7". The tallest player was 5'7".
That's how they get them. That's how they gonna get them, bro. It's a blueprint to beat Purdue. Just make make Edey guard a guard. We don't care about
somebody needs to get Bruce Thornton to transfer and then just pick him up for the tournament. Just have him probe dribble the whole game and boom.
Bro, he was killing Edey on that mid range. Why are they switching? That's Matt Painter's fault. I'm telling my guard, dude, Get through the pick. I don't
They
care
weren't
what you
even
gotta.
trying. No, that's the part too. I think you watched it too. They weren't even trying. They were immediately just like kind of like almost like stopping their feet like a DB, getting ready to
It's
do a
like,
move.
why are
Like,
they
all right,
switching? They're doing it on purpose. I'm
yep.
telling my guard, I don't care what you got to do. Get your ass back on the
I don't
ball
know why it
handle.
would be like, listen, well, we'll sacrifice almost an open three with you. We're leaving this tall guy in the fucking paint. Like this tall guy ain't leaving. Like you see this little circle right here? He ain't
Yeah.
leaving this little. Yeah, I don't know. Wait, like I said, there's some weird. We don't need to talk about Painter. I love Painter, but I'm starting to get more and more indifferent after I watch. See, because I watch shit like that. It's like, man, you're gonna watch Bruce Thornton probe dribble for 15 possessions. Oh, what do you know? For the 15th time in a row, Zach Edey steps out on him. Oh, he got his floater blocked this time, but he made 13 mid ranges in a row before he got his floater blocked. So it's like, man, I don't know. It's frustrating because, yeah, like you said, there's a strategy to beat them, but at the same time, if they would just quit playing stupid, they could just easily do this. But I don't know if Matt Painter knows how to adjust. I hate to say that, but there's sometimes I watch it's like, man, do you know halftime you're allowed to change your strat? I don't know if he knows sometimes.
Nah, you can switch it up definitely mid game. Stop having your
Like I said,
seven
though, he's
footer.
worried about recruiting the next 7-footers, so we don't gotta get into this.
Yeah,
Recruitment
so
starts
yeah,
in April for 7-footers in late March, so he can't be in the tournament. He has shit to do.
hey,
Golf course is already it's 70 out. He's probably gonna be golfing this Sunday.
I
It's like
can dig it.
Michigan State at 7. I'm gonna go to the range first time in the morning.
I can dig it.
Unbelievable.
Tournament's getting deeper and deeper. That means you got a lot of great teams at the 2, the 3, the 4, and even the 5 spot.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of 3, 4, and 5 seeds this year, even some 6 seeds that I think are very dangerous in this tournament. Some of the ones that stand out to me the most are Alabama, Baylor. That's a 3, 4 seed. Uh, Not really worried about Iowa State or Wisconsin or Auburn that much. They happen to all be together, grouped up. But then you got Illinois, Creighton, Clemson, Duke, South Carolina, Kentucky, and San Diego State. All of these teams, I think, are dangerous. I wouldn't be surprised to see any one of these teams in the Elite Eight. Um, what's your favorites, 4 or 5, or even 3 seeds that you can see kind of taking over and upsetting the 2 and then upsetting the 1?
San Diego State obviously is one of them just because of what we saw with them last year. Kentucky has a 5 seed, always is liable because, like they said, we just talked about they have five and they have like five, at least minimum every year, 5 players with NBA talent on their team, so they're always liable. I think for me, it's San Diego State, Creighton, obviously, because I think Creighton can play really good. I'm not a fan of Clemson and Wisconsin. I don't mind Clemson, but maybe it's just because their center runs weird, and I like the way he runs down the court. But uh, there's there's something about Clemson that I don't like. I can't put my finger on it. But every time I watch that team, it's like maybe it's just convenient. My stomach hurts every time I watch that team. I feel like I have to use the bathroom. I don't know what it is. I don't think they're going to get it done simply just because of my gut feeling. But no, honestly, I think in all seriousness, Creighton and San Diego State are probably my favorites. Yeah, I don't trust Wisconsin at all. Iowa State, I like their defense, but I haven't seen enough to really trust them. And
Yeah,
then Baylor, I think they could maybe, but I like Baylor. I would say actually it's a Baylor and then the two I just said.
you know what I love
Probably
about San Diego State?
Huh?
They just made a run to the finals game. So now everybody's looking at them different.
Yeah,
But they brought back all the same players. They got that experience. This is one of the few teams that's old school college hoops, came up short,
yeah.
and now we back for what's ours. And I think they do make a deep run this year.
You know
Uh,
what's crazy? We just saw that with Michigan last year in football, where they came up 1 or 2 games short, and then they cheated and found their way to win.
hey, get it done how you need to. But nah,
You know what they
this
say? You can't
San
spell
Diego
cheater
State
without
team
U
is
of M.
dangerous, man, for sure.
No, yeah, I'm 100% agree with you. In fact, they brought everyone back too. That's the big thing. Bringing back all them boys. It's like, all right, yeah. What are they? I forget what their odds are. I'm about to check that real quick. They're pretty. I think they're 1900 or 19. Yeah, 14-1 to make the final four. I feel like that's a team that has a realistic shot because it's like, well, as of right now, what they would play the winner of Richmond, Kentucky. I think they would be able to handle, especially I think they'd be able to do that, and then that leaves them with Michigan State, Arizona. Boom, we're in the Sweet 16 already.
Then it's Duke Gonzaga. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie, they got a tough road to hoe, but it is definitely a
yeah.
team worth having a ticket on. At 14
Tough.
to one.
If they make it through that road, they're probably going to go like a good amount of the way. But I guess you could say that for anyone. But feels like if San Diego State can get out of their first like 2-3 games, it's like, oh shit, they might make it back. Imagine we see UConn San Diego State again. That'd be pretty cool. I don't think that's ever happened before, has it? Where both teams come back same year?
I would
No
be
way that's
wrong.
happened.
I'd be wrong. I could see it though. I don't know though.
It just,
I know they always have those. I feel like in the early '90s, Michigan and Duke played 2 years in a row,
yeah, that's fair.
but I could be wrong about that.
I have no clue. I just
Because I
think
know
that'd
Duke
be
went
cool
back
to
to
see.
back,
But what
and
we
I know Michigan went to the Final Four at least back to back and got that ass bust twice.
Juwan Howard
Hey, that boy's been a anyway.
still has a job. I'm surprised as far as the Ohio State coach, a lot of people were looking at Juwan Howard and Mike Woodson. Man, that's crazy. I think Mike Woodson's probably going to be gone for Dustin May. That's what a lot of people are saying to bring back Bobby Knight's guy.
Man, I miss Bobby Knight, man. Now that was a coach.
Threw chairs on the floor. First introduction to him. It's like, all right, I kind of like that guy.
Hey, that's how I'd
He
be
threw
coaching.
he threw the shit out of that chair too. He got some good. I mean, that thing slid a good bit. Those were like I think what the 70s. The floors weren't polished like that back then. You got some on that chair,
Nah, he definitely shot putted it, man. He put some oomph on it.
and it's hilarious. Real quick to end it, those chairs are literally like what we sat in like elementary school. It's funny to watch like the progression of like the chairs in the games. It's like I
I
used to
know.
sit in that elementary school. Now they got these nice little stools they bring out and everything.
I watch the old games all the time, man. I send you pictures a lot, but I miss just the simplicity of the game sometimes. Like we
Yeah,
just here to play ball, bro. Ain't no sponsors on nothing. The chairs, don't
man.
nobody
Yeah,
want to
there's
sit in. Ain't no comfort on the bench, baby. We trying to get off the bench. We grinding.
right. Like damn, this like now they got like those cushions on the bench. Like I'll make a cool like 200K with my Moo Moo Milk application or scholarship or sponsorship, and I'll just sit back and watch Reed Shepherd go to work.
It's
Oh,
like they make it. I don't know. If I lose and I'm sitting on an old bench and I ain't got
that
no
should hurt more.
style and I'm drinking a out of a paper cup instead of a Gatorade bottle, I'm pissed
Right?
off, bruh. But if I
That's
lose and
what
I'm chilling, massaging
that's what I
on my
liked about
thigh.
football at least. Because like
Yeah.
football, you had to stand up. So like we lost. It's like man, I've been standing for 3 goddamn hours. I'm pretty pissed off. Hips are tight. My hips hurt. I'm pissed. These pants are tighter than hell. Pissed off. Yeah, we sitting on comfy things now. All of a sudden, it's like, we'll get them next time. All of a sudden, your
We
optimism
see him
changes a
again
little
in
bit.
March, right? Nah, bro,
Yeah,
we going home.
we got a home and home, right? No, we're going home.
If we won that one, we'd get him
Yes.
again. Oh,
Oh, I gotcha. Oh, it's always next year. It's like, buddy, you're a super senior. Your ass gone.
it's your 7th year, man.
Like,
It,
I'm
it
coming
is
back for my
crazy.
eighth
This is
though.
that time of the year, man. We about to have a bunch of senior nights, a
Oh,
bunch of kids crying, bunch of moms
oh yeah,
crying.
that's
It's
the part that I think that like it's fun
it
but sucks at the same time.
it makes it. Without the
Oh yeah,
tears, it wouldn't be
100%.
the buzzer beaters wouldn't be as exciting because it really ends careers. It really
Yeah,
sends kids into their
tears of joy makes
professional
it for
career.
sadness.
Hey, great
Yeah,
four
dude,
years, man.
it's
Go
so
find a
sad. Like
job.
it, bro. Literally, it's crazy. It's like literally, you see a guy. It's like from half court. No, they just lose by 2, and you see all dude crying. It's like
Yeah,
now I gotta sell cars.
his little brother
So
crying in
much.
the stands.
Man, like that Boo Booey one's gonna hurt me a little bit. Because like they talked about Boo Booey the other night when he's on Northwestern. He's like, I've been having fun with all this stuff, but it's like I just know it's gonna end soon. And it's like, man, that sucks.
Nah,
Yeah,
I
when I was
remember.
like,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I just remember my last game. It hit me like
That's
right
what I was.
after.
I'm not shout out our quarterback taking a snap out the back of the end zone. One of the first offensive possessions that really set the tone. Nah, I won't lie. At SXU, we got our shit rocked by senior year, and it just sucked. Cause like you're sitting there, and like I won't lie, but this point's like 31. So I was like, man, this is my last fucking game, huh? I gotta become a real person. It's tough, man. You just sit there, it's like, man. I mean, I think one of the worst. Just to end it real quick, one of the worst feelings ever is like after I lost with the handshake line and everything. I'm literally just sitting there, like I'm back of line, back by the bench. I'm sitting just like, fuck, man, my shit's done. Like, well, I had 3 years of eligibility left. I could have still been playing now, but it's like I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna sacrifice my body like that. I already tore my labrum and everything, but like I said, I was sitting there, it's like, man, I think my shit's actually done, huh? And then my coach, First thing, defensive coordinator's like, I was so happy that I got to recruit you. You got to play all that. The Hug's like, no, don't do this shit now, bro. I'm still a player. I'm still a player. We haven't had our last meeting yet. And it hurt bad, man. When the coaches start coming up, she's like, man, we love you. It's like, it's real, man. It's real feeling. Cause yeah, like you said, because you saw all of our sadness, everything we had. The other team, I mean, they were the home. They were ecstatic. They were all happy. Yeah, we're moving on. They got beat by 40 next week. Bunch of bitches. But no, I'm just kidding. I don't remember what they lost by, but they ended up losing. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Sorry to bring up the going on a little tangent about my personal self story, but it's truly like crazy when you like you're in the moment, and then all of a sudden it's like bam, one team's jubilant, they're going to a chance to make the dream happen. The next team is like, man, 85% of these guys probably don't.
That's what makes it
Crazy.
the
That's what makes
madness.
college sports the best. I was about to say that's what makes college sports the best, man. Is the raw emotion because like NFL players, like yeah, they're gonna be sad, they're gonna be crying, but they got a chance to maybe play for somebody next year. You know, obviously their careers might be over. It's completely different. These college kids, man, a lot of these kids, once it's done, man. So it's the passion they have to, and they're younger, so they're gonna let the passion show a little bit more, which is awesome.
Yeah, they can't help it, bro. They literally, their mom was crying. They're 6 rows up.
I know, and then they go run up and cry on his shoulder. I have
Yeah,
no issue with Caleb Williams doing that. By the way, I just thought it was funny. I thought it was funny how people bash him. It's like, man, let the man cry with his mom, man. He had a tough loss. Now, should he do
yeah,
it in public? I mean, it does look bad, yeah, but let the man cry, damn it. He's sad, man. They're 7-5. His team's ass. He wants
yeah.
to be good. They ass. He's sad. Nah,
Yes,
yeah, you're
sir.
just crying. Your mama's crying 2 rows up. Your girlfriend's crying 3 seats over. Dad's just sitting there shaking his head, pissed off because he can't cry, but he wants to cry. Man, March is the best.
Said it. You said it. You said it.
The
Michigan State,
best.
baby, taking on your Purdue Boilermakers.
Ooh, gonna be a good
Saturday
one.
night, prime time on
They got.
Fox.
Oh, it's on Saturday. Nice. I couldn't
Your
remember if it's Saturday
boy
or Sunday.
Gus Johnson.
The knee locker.
he, he kills me with that, dude. He will be calling
Be
the
full
games.
on.
How surprised would you be if Michigan State won this game outright?
Hold on. I'm interviewing my co-host real quick. I'll get back to you in a second. No, I would not be shocked at all, honestly. Like I won't lie, Gus Johnson though. Hey, you know you're watching a game, right?
Yeah,
Like game's this way. No, honestly,
nah,
I would not be shocked at all if Michigan State won. They don't have a line out, so I can't tell you what it'd be. I would not be shocked if Michigan State won. I think this game would probably be close regardless. It's one of those situations. I don't think either team really needs to win. I think
oh,
Purdue. I
Michigan
mean,
State needs to win.
they're in the tournament though, regardless, aren't they? Without the
They're
win.
on a 2-game losing streak.
Oh, I didn't realize they. So they probably. So obviously they need to win slightly more than Purdue does. That for that, especially, excuse me, I would not be shocked they end up winning.
17 and
But
11.
yeah, I just know Purdue. I think Purdue's a 1 seed regardless of what happens now. So I know this game might not matter too much for them. It'd be good for Zach Edey to put this. I think he is Wooden Award winner. I think it'd be good for him to like put the final nail in the nail in the paper, nail in the coffin, write the final signature, whatever you want to say for it. I think it'd be good for him to do that. But I wish I had a spread because I don't know how to gauge this game. Like I don't know what the number's going to be. But because if it's like I can see
Say
Purdue
it's
winning by like
Purdue
5 to 6,
minus 9.5.
they couldn't cover 7.5 against Ohio State. We'll leave it at that. No, I think that I think Purdue wins. I don't know if they're going to cover. That'd be my prediction for it. But at the same time, if Michigan State wins, I'm not be shocked. They're a little bit talented team, and aren't they basically all seniors? I feel like I heard you
Michigan
saying
State,
that. Yeah, aren't
they
they
got
like a
some
really young
ballers.
team?
They got some guys that's been there for a while. Uh, man, they about to go on a special run, man. Just watch them. Watch out now. You heard it here first. Michigan State going to the championship, losing to UConn.
See, you would say that, and then I could say Purdue going to the championship, losing to UConn, and half the people click off because it's like, these homers.
Nah,
Like if you skip, I can't cheer Purdue, man. I mean, I can't cheer Purdue if you're going to cheer Michigan State. So we got to choose, and this is your show. So, yeah,
hey,
Purdue's losing in the second round. Michigan State's making the finals. I think I'll jump in it with you.
hey, come to the winning side, my
I
friend.
don't know.
Michigan State plus 280 tomorrow night. It's gonna be a banger. Another game I want to talk about. Got
Oh,
two
they're
or three
plus two
more.
eighty. Okay.
I'm just throwing it out there at you. just visualizing it. You feel me?
Okay, sorry. It's been buffering for me. We're good. I couldn't hear you for a second. And then you're like, I'm visualizing. I'm like, what is he talking about? It's like, oh yeah. We're good. Sorry. Like it froze on this end for a minute, and then it was like I was trying to like your words just cut off, and then I'm gonna visualize it. That's all I heard. So it's like, all right.
Yeah.
So I had to like do some backtracking to catch up where we're at. No, we're all good now. I don't know what it's been. It's been cutting off a little bit lately. I don't know if it's my end or your end, but
Oh, we
some
rocking
of these
here. This is a
questions you've been
live show.
talking, I like kind of guess what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
You got Baylor, baby,
Yeah, we're
taking
good.
on
We're good. We can
Kansas.
continue.
Both of these teams,
Baylor.
Baylor and Kansas, uh, big for Big 12. They got the same record in conference play. I think it's 9-6. Both of these teams looking for seeding in the Big 12 tournament as well as the regular season tournament. I hate to say Kansas needs a win, but boy, does Kansas need a win. And yeah, both of these teams are 9-6 right
Kind of
now in the
feels like,
Big
don't they?
12 tournament.
Yeah, I was about to say it kind of feels like they really do need the win right now, don't they? With how bad everything's kind of been going.
You think they get
I
it
mean,
at the
I
Rose?
gotta go Baylor and not Spot. I think. Oh man, they couldn't beat BYU at home. That's the only thing. Is like I feel like Baylor's playing a lot better. I would not be shocked if Kansas has a little 2 game slide here, and then who do they play next? Do you know?
Uh,
Oh,
I
here we
have
go.
no
I got the
idea.
schedule. My fault. So they play BYU, just lost to them. They're playing Baylor, and then they play Kansas State and Houston. I would not be shocked to lose this game, beat Kansas State, and then Houston game might be a little bit of a toss up. I would not be shocked to see them losing a spot to Baylor. Baylor, I think, is coming off a pretty big win themselves. Uh,
Baylor minus three and a
TCU, I
half.
guess
You
not the
like it?
biggest win, but I like it. I don't think it's. I like. I'll. It's one of those bets I take, but if it loses, I'm not going to be shocked if it loses or mad because it's Kansas. As much as we've just talked about how bad Kansas can be and all that, still Kansas with Bill Self, so they're liable to cover at any point. Just they got, like I said, they got 4 players and their bench is full of old retired
Worked
presidents.
out how to
So
help
it's like,
protect way
I don't know. Going to call Joe Biden out there to be the 8th man.
Hey,
Got Abraham
somebody's got to.
Lincoln down at the bottom of the bench if we actually need somebody. I mean, John Cena. They almost called John Cena to make the roster. They need somebody.
I believe it. I definitely believe it. You got Creighton taking on
It's scary,
Marquette.
man. Oh,
Big East game.
ooh, that's a good one.
I know Creighton at home.
That is a
I
great
like
one.
Creighton to hold down the home court. They're minus 2.5. I can see Marquette getting the upset. They're not minus 2.5. My number 4 is minus 2.5. I got it written down.
Marquette on a 3 game win streak. Creighton on a
Talk to
1
him.
gamer. Ooh.
Talk to him.
Oh man, Creighton just got off that big loss to St. John's and the big win against Seton Hall.
Talk to him.
Oh man, I don't know. Marquette's looked amazing since getting beat by UConn,
They on a revenge tour.
but I think
They beating everybody by 30.
beating the shit out of everybody. I don't know. I honestly can't. I would say probably Mark Creighton. I kind of like them. I like the Marquette Blue Jays. We'll go with that team.
Love it, man. Last game, the game that has the most importance on this beautiful Saturday, the second to last Saturday of the regular season. Boy, March is really here. Alabama at home taking on Tennessee. Tennessee on a 5 game win streak. Both of these teams 12-3 in SEC play. Both of these teams at the top of the SEC. Alabama
For the
went to
SEC,
Tennessee
right?
about 3 weeks ago and got smashed by 20. Now Alabama gets to serve them up some of that home cooking themselves. Who you like? Who you got? Tennessee, Alabama.
This is for the SEC, right?
It's possible.
I'm pretty sure.
Possible.
Oh,
I ain't sure.
oh man, Alabama's been playing really good lately. Go ahead.
Dun, 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 dun,
Do we think
dun,
Dalton
dun.
Knecht's gonna drop like 50 again?
On the road?
I might go Alabama just simply for the home team. I won't lie to you. I'm about sick of these ranked teams on the road and about road. I'm about sick of road teams in general. Because they're like, it's just, I don't know what it's been about this year, but there's been a lot of road teams where I watch. Maybe I'm just picking the worst road teams to watch and slash bet on. Is I'll just watch these road teams, keep it close, keep it in the game the whole game, and then all of a sudden, like the bottom just absolutely falls out, and they just like go on one bad run, and then boom, it's a 25-5 run. Saw it last night with Rutgers, Ohio State, or Nebraska, Ohio State. All of a sudden, you just flip a switch. It's a 25-5 run for the home team. Crowd goes from being absolutely dead to absolutely in it. I can see a similar situation happening here in Alabama because this would be a massive, massive win for Alabama.
Boy, oh boy.
So I might just go the home team there.
I love it, man. I can't wait to bet Alabama. I got it around 4.5 is my number I got in this game.
Ooh. Home dogs, right? Are they dogs or would you say favorites?
Favorites. This Alabama at home, baby.
I don't know.
That Tennessee line,
That's
trust
fair.
me,
I know
it's
Tennessee's
gonna look
number
good.
4 though.
It's gonna look good. I think Alabama handles them, man.
You might as well
Tennessee
bet
beat them
dog
by
like that
20,
before
bro.
you just enjoy the game.
Alabama remembers.
Oh yeah, and it's really hard to beat a team twice. That's for damn sure.
Yes, sir. Man,
Yeah, I
anything you
think I'm
want to
with you
add,
there.
talk about?
Man, I think I'm all good. I just feel like I'm ready for conference tournaments, man. That's what I tell you what. I am ready for conference tournaments to be starting here soon. I'm kind of over these last like bullshit 3 games that like kind of matter, don't matter. There's like I would say 50% of the league it matters for. The other 50% are just kind of like buying time until the conference tournament. So I'm just ready for it to get to conference tournament time, I think.
We're
Let's
close.
just get in there, see who's in, who's out.
Now I am
Yeah, I'm
burning to
I'm
get
pumped,
to
man.
Selection Sunday, baby.
I know. What'll be 13 days or 15, 16, 13 days, somewhere around there?
16, 17, depending
80.
on how
I
you
know it's
count.
not 80.
No, sir.
I know it's in the teens, though.
16, 17,
I
depending
can't
on how
wait,
you
man. That's going
count.
to be so much fun.
My man, I appreciate you coming on.
Hey.
I'm gonna give out these Saturday numbers and get the
Much
hell
love,
up
my
on
guy.
out of here myself.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate you having me on as always. It's always been a blast. Like I said, it's still weird that we don't talk football anymore, but I think I'm finally getting used to college basketball. This is going to be
Hey
golf.
man,
It's going to be NBA
we'll
and golf.
probably be back before you
Can't
know
wait
it.
to be coming on here talking to Cam golf. Right. It's already March Madness 2025, right?
Hey,
Damn near. Oh, yeah. I do appreciate you a lot. I'll
yes
see
sir.
everybody, I guess, next week again.
My
Hey,
dog. And then
next
we'll be
week, new
talking
hat, new
conference
me. Can't
tournaments.
wait. Woo! It's gonna be nice. March 13th, right? Is when they start for a lot of the big ones. So yeah, that's gonna be next week.
Yeah, and then the week after that, we
Oh yeah, though.
talking
Much love, my guy.
madness. All right, big dog.
March. Oh yeah, enjoy the rest of the show, man. I'm sure you got to get out of here, so I won't hold you any longer. And hey, people, great weekend. To have a damn weekend.
Hey
Damn.
now, heard it here
Hey,
first.
my guy. Much love, much love. See you later.
All
Love
right,
you.
big dog. Yes sir. Looking at some Saturday lines, as you heard, I got Michigan State plus 9.5 taking on Purdue at Purdue. I think Michigan State's brewing for an upset, but just know that's the fan in me talking. Syracuse, another team I'm a fan of. I'm gonna try and take them laying the points against Louisville up to 5.5. Probably be a line I won't be able to touch. Louisville stinks this season. But give me the Syracuse Orangemen up to 5.5. I'm gonna take South Carolina. This is an upset spot for them taking on Florida. Give me South Carolina at home to hold it down. Give me South Carolina minus 2.5. I think this would be a great game for Florida to get. I think South Carolina continues to surprise the world. Baylor, I talked about it against Kansas, minus 3.5. That's the number I'm looking to get. Illinois, baby, minus 4, taking on Wisconsin. I feel like this is going to be a game whoever wins this game is going to get a lot of hype going into March and then just have a letdown. If Illinois wins by 12, 20, they're going to be one of the hottest teams you'll hear people talk about in March. And if Wisconsin wins by 12, you'll hear the same thing. Give me Illinois minus the 4. Wouldn't be surprised if either one of these teams win. Kentucky taking on Arkansas. Give me Kentucky up to 4.5. 5.5, I might still take it. 6.5, 7.5. I don't know about these kids at Kentucky and on Oklahoma State, baby. Like this Texas team a lot. Think they're underrated. Think you should get this number around 6.5, 7. against Oklahoma State. Creighton, I got them -2.5 at home against Marquette. How you love that? North Carolina, give me them -8.5 against North Carolina State tomorrow. We'll be looking for that. Auburn, same number, 8.5 against Mississippi State. Auburn at home is a different animal. McNeese State, they take on a tough Nichols team. Give me McNeese -4 and the hook. Virginia, they're taking on Duke. Oh, baby, what a spot to ride. I mean, we're taking Virginia. Give me Virginia up to +7.5, or down to +7.5. Of course, I'd take it at 9.5. Also, Virginia plus the points. Give it to me. Northwestern -2.5 taking on Iowa. Give me Boo Booey. Starting March off right. Houston -7.5 taking on Oklahoma. The overrated Sooners. Give me Houston at -7.5 in that one. Alabama, I think they win, and I think they win big. -4.5 against Tennessee. And then give me Gonzaga getting the just because win against St. Mary's to close out the season and steal the momentum. Gonzaga -1 and a hook on the road, baby. Had a beautiful week. March is finally here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the love. And thank you for the support. This is Captain by a Hook with the Red Beard, presented by Stare Down Sports. I am Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs, going live on a beautiful Friday, the first day of March. Please take all of these wagers at your own risk, and please, please gamble responsibly. Dobbs.